Alright, welcome to 52 Weeks of Gaming with Nick and Nick and Nick and Nick. We're here to tell you what games we're playing and you're gonna watch and listen and learn. So take it away, Nick.
Alright, so this week is a game called Wizard of Legend. I know, as always, nothing about it. And that's what makes it great, is because I know nothing about it, but it says it involves wizards, which means magic, which means it's probably going to be pretty cool to do some spells and that sort of stuff. So I'm kind of hoping that's what it is, but we'll find out and we'll see how it is at the end of the week, and I'll let you know, so stay tuned. So Wizard of Legend is a game made by an indie company based out of LA called Contingent 99. It's a roguelike dungeon crawler with some kind of hack and slash and fighter concepts, but based around magic. So it's the whole wanting to put all these different spells together and all these different combinations to go and allow the player to be able to go and do combat, but with magic as opposed to the typical hack and slash. Game came out in 2018 for a number of different systems, and it was widely popular. There's plenty of people online that really like it and made the wiki for it and all the different card combinations to really talk about which sort of magic abilities are the best ones to work together and to go and piece together into the game itself. But in order to get more in detail, we're going to send it over to Nick so he can go and explain his thoughts on Wizard of Legend. So Wizard of Legend was the game this week, and as always, I don't know what I'm getting into when I go and start the game. I don't know what kind of game it's going to be. I pretty much go off of the graphic, if it looks cool, if it's something that the short description for it kind of appeals to me. And this whole idea of dynamic magical combat that Wizard of Legend offers is something that immediately stood out to me. I always like those sorts of games that kind of allow you to do spells. I grew up watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, so the whole idea of using the elements was always super cool to me, and so this is something that I absolutely wanted to go and play and really enjoy. And I did. It's not what I mean by that isn't something like I wanted to enjoy it, but I didn't. Because it's a lot of fun, and there's so much depth to this game that you don't even realize it when you first start it, because you start and you go through this kind of tutorial of this museum of like, here's how the Wizards of Legend used to go and do it, and there's this council and kind of building up this backstory and all these people and that sort of stuff, and then suddenly you get whisked away to, well, the past, I guess, or an alternate reality or something on that nature, where now you're having to go and do these trials that they talked about before. And so you have to go through it, and each area is like a randomized dungeon. Like you'll see a giant list of things where it's talking about reformatting the castle, spawning in the enemies, and the layout each time is different. So it's not something like if you're going and having to deal with the Earth section, that the two levels are going to be the same each time you do them. It's going to be randomly generated to go around, and you kind of know basic things that are going to be there, because you're going to have your end area, a shop, a arcana area, and a chaos area. The chaos area could be something like someone wanting to take your relics and use them, and you get gold for them. You could turn some of your relics into health. You could take a cursed arcana that goes and or cursed relic, and that goes and gives you some powers. Because relics go and kind of give you stats, where arcana are the spells, the magic that you go and use. And so there's tons of different combinations that you can go and do. You can basically, when you kill people, you get gold, and sometimes you get what's called chaos gems, and you can use the gems outside of the trials that you go into each time to go and buy different relics and arcana and outfits that go and boost your stats. And it's all about trying to figure out the best combination possible and to go in and start, but then you have to make sure that you're adapting, because you can go in having an idea of which of the three masters you're going to be going and fighting, because there's 4 total, and so you kind of have good odds. But if you pick something like, for example, if you pick some fire abilities and you're going against the fire master, then it's going to kind of not do as much damage as the water would. And so you kind of want to go and maybe adapt on the fly. And that's something that this game does a really good job of doing, is with the Arcana shop, essentially. You can go and adapt on the fly, and you have to go and get new abilities and spells and things like that to go and figure out what to go and do, and you can get new relics and pay for those, and so there's a ton to go and do in this game. And because of how it's randomly generated and the different combinations, really the possibilities are endless for what you should go and do. It's not something that really is going to be easy to figure out immediately, and it does take way too much trial and error to really go through. I mean, I'm still trying to go and get past the second master each time I go through, so it is pretty difficult, to say the least, but it is a lot of fun because you have to go and figure things out and kind of adapt on the fly, and you do pick up the basics, but then as the game goes on, it gets harder and harder, and so you got to try to go and figure out new ways to go and beat enemies, and it's not the easiest thing in the world. And it's fun, though. As I said, it's something that the times to go through the dungeon, like they call it the Chaos Trials, is relatively short for each one. I mean, I think on average, it's probably, I think my longest has been about half an hour, but usually it's about 15 minutes to go through before my character dies from some ridiculous reason. And so it's something that you can definitely get a ton of playthrough with and sit down and really enjoy some time. And there's plenty of different ways to go and do a playstyle for it, because some abilities allow you to kind of do more melee style where you gotta get up close. Some allow you to go and summon sprites who go and attack for you, and you can attack from a distance. And so there's a lot to it. You have signature moves that you can go and get enhanced, that you can build up this bar to go and kind of do like an ultimate sort of move to it. But it's something there's a lot to it, as I keep saying, so you can go and really play it as you please, and I love games that allow you to go and do that. It's something that is super enjoyable and allows you to go and do, and the art style fits in well with it because it feels like it's something from a Super Nintendo and something along those lines. So it is enjoyable in that sense because it feels like it's something as a kid you'd want to play and you'd want to keep doing and going over and over and over again and really enjoying. And with that, and that's why I think this is a fantastic game. I think it's something that probably for a lot of people might fly under the radar, but I definitely think it's something that people should pick up. So who do you think would want to go and play a game like this? I think everyone should play this game. I think it's something that anyone who had a Super Nintendo or any old game system would really go enjoy because of the graphics for it. And I think people who like dungeon crawlers and hack and slash and fighting games and roguelike games and any sort of thing involving magic, and that's what I mean by anyone would really go and enjoy this game, because there's so many different components to it that make it super unique, that I think it's something that really does stand out as a great game. Do you think you're going to keep playing this game in the future? I'm definitely going to keep playing this game. It's probably going to be cycled into something I'd be doing not as super often, but that's just because of the different games and time and that sort of thing. But it's not something that I'm not going to stop playing, because it is fun. It is something that, as I said, you can do like a 15-minute session if you're bad and kind of get through it and just kind of do a one-off as a wind-down sort of thing to really go and enjoy it. And so yeah, I'm definitely going to go and keep playing this game. It's great.